Welcome student to this lesson where we will talk about the average value of a function. Now this is just a new definition. What is the average value of a function f of x over an interval ab? So I will give you a function f of x. I will give you an interval from a to b, and you need to find something we call it average value, which we will denote it by f bar. And what is f bar? You do the definite integral from a to b, and then you divide by b minus a. What is b minus a? Is the length of this interval. So it's like I'm taking the average of this function. Of course, this number here, f bar, it will be just a number. It will not be a function because the definite integral will be a number and b minus a is just b minus a. We cannot do any better with b minus a. Again, it's a number. Let's see it as an example. Example number A, what we need to find is the average value for f. How we will do that? I will just write the formula. It is b minus a integral from ab f of x dx. Now, what is b? b is 3. What is a? It is -1. And then we do the integral from -1 to 3 to the function x squared. Now this will be 1 over 4. What is the integral of x squared? That's the main questions we have here. Well, you guessed it correctly. It is x cubed divided by 3. What we need to do next is substitute 3 instead of x, and then substitute -1 instead of x. If we do that correctly, if we substitute 3, this is 9. If we substitute -1, it will be -1 over 3. Well, you can plug in everything in your calculator to find the final answer. It would be just 7 over 3. And that's how we find the average value. So again, let me just repeat what I said. The average value of a function is just given by this formula here. It is the definite integral, and then we divide by b minus a. Now, in this equation, my function is x squared, so the integral is just x cubed over 3. And then we substitute 1 time with 3 and 1 time with -1. So we get this one. Of course, the length of the interval is 4. If we do it with the calculator, we get 7 over 3. Let's see another example where we need to, again, to find the average value given such an interval. We have this one here, which again, I will do the same thing. First step, I will just write the definition. b minus a, integral from a to b, f of x dx. Now, this one is b minus a, it is 1 minus 0, from 0 to 1. And then I have 2x plus 1 dx. Of course, this one is just 1. You don't need to write it anymore. So all what you need to do is to do the integral of 2x, which is x squared, integral of 1, which is x, and then you substitute it from 0 to 1. If you do it with the calculator, the answer would be just 2. So the average value for this function is 2. Next, again, we need to write the formula for the average value, which is just b minus a, integral from a to b, f of x dx. Now, what is b minus a? It is 3 minus -3. And then you do the integral from -3 to 3 for 2x power 5 dx. Which, if you do it correctly, this will be 6. And then we have the integral up here, which is x power 6, 1 over 3. Why? Because remember, if you add 1, you get 6. You divide by 6, you get 1 over 3. Now you have to substitute 3. So, and you have to substitute negative 3. Now, if you substitute 3, you will get you'll get a big number. Yeah, if you substitute just 3, you will get 243. If you substitute negative 3, you will get the same number. So the average value is just 0. So sometimes the average value is 0. There's a reason. The reason why the function goes from -3 to 3. So it's kind of the area before in the negative side is the same as the area on the positive side. As average, they go to 0. Question D. Again, we need to find the average value. So it would be b minus a integral from a to b f of x dx, which is 1 minus negative 8. And then I do the integral from negative 8 to 1 for the cubic root of 2x plus 1 dx. It looks here that I need to use the substitution method or the shortcut of the power rule. So this one should be power 1 over 3, and here I have 2x plus 1. Now, if you call this one u, you ask yourself, what is u prime? U prime is 2. So I need 2 to be here, so I will add 2 up here. So what we will do is just we will add 2 and here multiply by 2. The reason why I did this, because of if this is u, now this will be u prime, and now I can find the integral. How do we find the integral of something power 1 over 3? We add 1, so we get 4 over 3, and we divide by this number, 2x plus 1. Now we need to substitute negative 8 and 1. If we do that, we get just 1 over 18. The first number we will have minus the second number. If we substitute 1, we will get a number. If we substitute negative 8, we get another number. You can just find by your calculator what are those numbers, and that would be the average value. The numbers will not be that nice as expected here, but it is what it is, so we just have to leave it up there.